Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to Pacific Paradise, and welcome back to this island we are creating. We are once more in the cartographer, in the map editor on the PC version of the game, the Steam version of the game. And for anyone who's new here, I'm just going to run through the controls real quick. We are using W to go forward, S to go back, A goes left, D goes right, Q goes down, E goes up. You push and hold the right mouse button and that pans the camera around. But wait, there's more. There's always more. There's a bunch of caveats as well. But as we come close to the beach and grab the little yellow life raft, R, rotate, T, transforms, C, copies or clones, delete, deletes, and if you have something selected and press F, that focuses. Now I'm gonna get rid of that and just cover the brushes real quick. Under terrain you have 3 brushes. You have smooth height, set height, and raise and lower height. And I mention this every single time because it is super duper important. Say you're going around the outside of your island with your mouse slider cranked all the way up and you are smoothing all of the sand. Well, that's lovely because beaches like to be nice and smooth, but then you think, I'd like to raise a little hillock somewhere, a little berm. So you switch to the raise and lower and you left click. You will end up with a spike all the way up to the USS Enterprise and Captains Picard. Archer? Yeah, Archer, Picard, Kirk, Pike. There's more. There's more. Harriman. Who was the captain of the Enterprise C? Ooh, I can't remember. Her name will come back to me. It's from yesterday's Enterprise? I'm getting sidetracked. This amount slider, crank it all the way down every time you're done with the brush. That way you won't accidentally your island, because fixing a problem is, well, a problem in itself. There is no undo. The only way to fix a big hole or spike on your island is to go to the main menu and just reload an earlier save. Having said that, welcome back to the Caldera build. We're building a giant ass volcano, and this volcano is giant. And it is a pain in my ass. Look at the train, look at the cog, look at the display ocean button. Done. This is as close to the edge of what we can physically and practically build. And we've done quite a lot. We have a big old ridge that goes around in a circle. It started off as a donut and now it's looking more like a volcano. We have a blowout in the side of the crater. We have a lava tunnel. Let's go down and have a look at the lava tunnel. Let's get rid of that big blue thing. We have a lava tunnel, which is great. Oh, look at this. The fog isn't here. Sometimes you are able to go below the level of the water and the fog just isn't there. And this is one of those times. Neat. I'm going to have to work out how that practically works. But that's the lava tunnel. So we put in a bunch of cliff pieces in the bottom to give it a higgledy-piggledy floor. We've got a lantern here so that at some point a player might swim through there at night and go, oh, there's a lantern in there. We got bushes, because underwater, this deep, it's going to be foggy and misty, so these will just look like big old bits of seaweed. And we also have some air tanks and a lantern. But wait, there's more. There's always more, because boop, as we poop out of the top of the volcano, let's turn the water back on. Boop, now water is back on. There you go. Last time we were working our way in here, so we were adding trees. We added 3 big trees, so that no matter where you look here, the field of view will make sure there is at least one tree in your vision. And the reason for that is it's very easy to sort of become lost here, so you kind of don't see scale unless you have something big here, bigger than the player. And that big thing is dwarfed by the ridges by the side of the actual crater itself. So everything looks big. That's what we were doing. We also have a bunch of plants and things around the outside of the caldera, and we have our walkway. The way in and out, well, the sort of the main way in and out, you could technically just walk up the walls if you find a spot that's not that steep. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can definitely scale into here, like places like here would be definitely a way in and out. So we have built ways in and out. We also have a little viewing platform here. I mean, you could walk off the edge if you want, but one of the things I'm going to need to do is finish this off, this walkway, Still haven't come up with a good idea on how to do that. I'm also going to need to go around the outside of the crater itself and just add a bunch of plants. So this side here. But that's not really what I want to focus on this episode. What I want to focus on this episode are the beaches. And yes, we are more than halfway through this island build, but one of the things that we picked up when we were doing a test is that you can just go and stand on a beach. Aeroplane. You can stand on a beach and you can see quite far. And that's okay. But I don't like that for a couple of reasons. Even with the LOD mod, the level of detail mod, things in the distance are going to start losing detail. So what you want is something here maybe. That's okay. So you want to put things in the beach that just obscure vision for long distance, and it'll make the island look even bigger. So if you can just see all the way to the edge of the island, it looks small. Same reason we put trees in the crater. So we'll put something here and we'll go around the outside. What I do like are these bad boys here. So we added a little lump, we added some rock, and we added a couple of trees. Just regular trees, some plants around the outside. And as you're running around the island, it just feels good. It feels nice. Got some shade because the sun will do battle with the player and cook them to a crisp. I mean, they can jump in the ocean, but the ocean's pretty deep here. Like, really deep. And really dark, apparently. Okay. So yeah, we're going to need to do that. Just breaking up line of sight. LOS. So we can do something here. We can put something here. Or I think I kind of want something here. It's a little tricky because I don't want to obscure the sight of the airplane. I really don't want to obscure the sight of the body either. That works quite well. So yeah, something here. I think here is probably good. It's nice and wide. Now you might say, well, hang on a minute. Where is the player going to build? Well, we're going to leave the area where the groins are, where the sand catches are. That's going to be nice and open. Also, the inside of the caldera itself, the inside of the crater itself, you can build into the shallow water. So there's huge amounts of area here for building. It doesn't look big, and nope, no, let's get off that. It doesn't look big until you get out structures and then miss a door and then realize how big it is compared to a player. So you could probably put something, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 foundations wide here. And imagine having your helicopter. You fly in and then you land your helicopter on your little landing pad. Boop, done, and then walk out. Yeah, try not to listen to the James Bond You Only Live Twice theme in your head. So what we're going to do is, trees just to block LOS, line of sight. And that's basically what we've done before. So we're going to grab some big rocks. You are a big rock. Why do we talk to the rocks? I mean, why do we talk to ourselves? Because we're the only ones who will listen. And sometimes the only ones who will give ourselves good conversation. Really? Yeah. So I'm just going to make sure there's enough gap here and here, and I really don't want to obscure the skelly bob, so do that. It could be drop down there, so we'll go to terrain, change the size of this brush, which is huge, too big, much too big. Set height, we could probably set height, read terrain paint height, click on the grass, change the size down a bit, and then, yeah, there you go. Or even more, so we can paint a line through this rock. We can change the mount slider up, because it can only go as high as we've selected, so read terrain paint height, maybe from the brown dirt. Ah yes, there you go. That amount slider is not very high, and yet that just cranked it. Alright. Okay. The nice thing, even if the mount slider is all the way up, because we've read the terrain paint height, we have a target value now. That is not going to be affected by the mount slider too much. Smooth heights, so we'll change the size up. I just want to smooth it off a little bit so it's a little nicer. Take the nubbin off the top. So there's still a little thing there, so I'll change the size down. Because it's all little triangle points. Raise them lower. Alright, mount slider down. Raise. Just tentatively click along here. Just a little bit. We're being way too delicate with a system that is... Yeah, it's okay. with a system that is frankly about as graceful as taking a rock to a kitchen window. Speaking of rocks, nope, we want trees. We want the big old ficus. So we will put more palm trees and more resource plants in towards the end. So once the island is kind of done structurally, then we'll throw in a bunch more trees. So we need to go to ficus tree 2. Hello. Hello. R to rotate. T to transform. And then sort of move that into the rock. Now we'll always rotate that round. So we have a branch poking out over the sand. So you have to walk under the branches. Good. That is very good. Drop it down. That's even better. Look at that. So now as you're walking through here, you've got the bridge. You got the tree. And then you've got the skeleton there. And you've got the rest of the islands. So, and yeah, as you come round, ooh, aeroplane. So just adding something to the middle of the beach, just a little bit of decoration, changes this from a big open kind of flat plain to something that's a little bit more interesting. And you've got these frames. You've got the branches frame the skeleton. The branches frame the beach. I love branches that sort of hang out over rows of paths and things. They just look so good. So terrain objects, we got nothing selected, and we'll add a little bit of stuff here. So allocation maybe. That's a big, well, no, it's relative. It's a big island, it's a big plant. So we'll pop that down and just check the leaves a little bit. There you go. There you go. Yep, that's done. Cool. Allocation, aloe vera. We've added a few aloe vera here and there. It might behoove us to add another one. There you go. Is that all that's needed? Really? Yeah. Well, we can just have that there. So it's a huge bit of greenery. Yes, that is a plant that the player can just pick the top off of, but it'll still leave the bottom of the plant. And neat. That's pretty good. And also now when you're on the bridge, you're tip-tapping like the Billy Goat's gruff. You're above the height of the tree, so it makes you feel like you're high up. Because before, when you were walking along here, you were just walking along the beach, or above the beach. It didn't feel like you were that high up. But now you've got something that's bigger than the player. You are definitely above the height of somewhere that's going to break your legs if you fall off of it. So I'm sure there's a better way of wording that. Alright, so I think here as well. Really? Yeah. Just something here. Because we've got that over there. We've got this here now. And that kind of obscures a little bit along there. Ooh. I know what we could do. Whee! Something here. So we got the pathway up. Do we add something here? Do we dare? I think we do, yeah. So what I was looking at is the sort of line of sight along this bit here. And I'm seeing this tree, but it's very low detail. So I think we need something here, something to block this. I don't know if this is right. Maybe we do something small here. I think that's probably the call. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll grab a rock to start off with. And there's a lot of this. It's like, does this look right? Does it feel right? Does this feel like something that you would find in nature? And if it's not something you found in nature, is this something that the people on the island would have created? And if it's yes to both, then great. If it's not, alright, maybe we can work around it. Maybe we can do something. So I'm just going to add a little rocky rock action here. What I'm going to do is just... So you're going to be able to approach from different directions. Maybe you'll go this way. We'll probably have to add something here, in which case. Or maybe as you're walking along, you'll get funneled through here and then here. I think what we should probably do is move this. Yeah, because I really want to block that line of sight. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah, trust me. Do you know what you're doing? If you talk confidently enough, people think you know what you're doing. Is that what you've been doing all along? Yes. Is that a quote from a Star Trek The Next Generation episode with Beverly Crusher? and Picard when they were psychically linked. Where she says, "You don't know what you're doing, do you?" And he just goes, "Well, you just make it up." Right, so we're going to need to raise the ground here. That is smooth height, so we will raise, we're going to eyeball that amount slider, give it a tentative click. Alright, that's fine. Well, that's fine, so we'll raise this up on one side, because I love the difference. You have a rock in it, then it has an effect on the environment if the ground is raised up on one side but not the other. So we'll just move this around. And the more stuff we have in the environment, the more jerky the camera is going to be because of the things. Now we're going to smooth, so we'll change the size up and then just smooth this off. And smoothing is kind of busted in 1.0 on the PC version. Like, you'll smooth this off and then you'll come back and it's like, oh, it's not smooth anymore. Yeah, sorry, it's just the way it is. Right, cool, so that's now extended the side of the hillside. We'll add a tree or something here. Objects. Trees! What are we going to add? Is it going to be a ficus? Ficus is basically anything that you can add apart from a pine tree that can't be chopped down. So that means that if a player comes along and chops down all the resource trees, then there's still greenery and things on the island for them to look at. So the island is still interesting. After they've chopped everything down they can. And some people are gremlins like that. Some people will absolutely cannibalize an entire island. So we'll do the same thing here. Drop it down a bit. It's got a height advantage over this tree a little bit, but again, which way do we want to go? I think that way feels better. Yeah, if we put these in line with the bridge, then we've got this over here. So we've done the same thing we've done just outside of the forest, but on a slightly larger scale. 1 tree, 2 tree. So you have to go around it and yeah, that's better. That's better. Much better. Right, so what we could do is grab some plants. Just a little bit of plant action. I'm liking that. We'll just pop that down a little bit. And then we'll do the same thing here. I think we'll throw a naan in there. Banana plant. There we go. Banana plant. Yeah. Because there's a bit of dirt there. We haven't used a big rock, we've used a small rock, so we can do that. We can get away with it. Small alocasia? Yes, I think so. Drop it down. Rotate it slightly. Yeah, that's good. That's good. How good is it? Very good, look at that. And now the beach isn't completely open. It's now just a few meters or a few yards ahead, and you create these little pockets of interest. Unfortunately, we have to leave this area open for building houses and stuff, or farms or whatever, but yeah, that feels a little bit more interesting. That definitely feels a bit more interesting. And then you've got the skelly bob, you can walk along here, you've got the aeroplane. I think leaving this bit open along here is fine. But now as we look down the beach, as things pop in and out in the background, like that plant, which is the nana plant, it's not so noticeable because we've got things closer to us. So the more stuff we have closer to us that isn't going to be popping in and out, when we're not noticing the stuff in the background that is popping in and out. Not everyone is going to have the LOD fix mod installed. Just have to know that. Do I want something here? Yeah, I do actually, because otherwise this is kind of big and open. I do, but I'm not entirely sure I want to copy everything that's been happening there. Maybe what we do here is we just go to rocks. Go to rock, shoreline rock. Maybe we do start adding the palm trees in there. We've added palm trees here. Yeah. We've got some shoreline rocks there, as if things have dropped down. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Good. Good. So we've added some shoreline rocks. Shoreline rocks are great because it's one unit of stuff you can just drag out and suddenly you've got a bunch of detail here. We shouldn't add too many shoreline rocks, like touching the ocean, for one simple reason. Someone's coming along on a raft and they are trying to book to get to the beach. Either there's a storm coming or they're being chased by a shark. Shoreline rock is just going to stop that raft dead and they'll panic. Well, I'll panic, and I don't like that. I don't like it when I panic. It's like, oh, I'm going to be eaten by a shark. I don't want that. Ooh, he's always got a big mouth. Always got a big mouth. So another ficus, I think. With its big old branches. Hello. Hello, palm tree, if that is your real name. So we'll do the same thing. Rotate it over. This nice big branch can occupy some of the visual. Oh, no, that's not going to do, because we're coming from this direction. It's better. Yeah, I think that way round. Keeps it nice and open, frames the next section. Good. And then here, we're going to throw in some palm trees. So we've got 4 palm trees. The small one has a bit of a problem. So as it's close, you can see the top. As it's further away, the top disappears. That's not going to affect it in-game. It's just kind of annoying that some of the LED models for certain trees are busted. Not just certain trees either. We spin it as well because the tops are the same. So if you just pull out a palm tree, then another palm tree, those tops are identical because they're in identical orientation. So you just give it a spin, so it looks like they're different trees. They're not just a copy and paste, which they actually are. So give it a random spin. We've got 2 trees over there. I think a 3-tree cluster is going to be good here. So we'll throw one here, and one here. It's in the rock. Ooh, it is. Ooh, it is, but that's fine. Let's move it so it's kind of on the sand a little bit. Give it a little give it a spin. The downside to this is that you can't put palm trees at an angle. In the main game, they can be at an angle. So this area of beach was kind of blank. Now it's got some shadow on it. Wait, what? Yeah. Don't forget, there's going to be shadows at different times of the day. So if we hit up terrain, cog, and then start playing with this time slider, you can see the shadows and like moving across the beach. And that also creates some dynamic change as the day changes. So yeah, that's kind of neat. Kind of neat. All right, so we'll go to objects. We'll click like a mad person, go to objects, but add some palm saplings around here because palm saplings give you fibrous leaves and they are one of the few plants that do regenerate. But do I want them to regenerate? Yeah, I want to give the player something to be getting on with. That's nice. Ah, that's nice. Yeah, so this big and empty area of beach is now still open. Still kind of big and open, which is lovely. Why have we not got any palm saplings here? Curious and more curious. We want players to come back. But now we've just added a bit more detail along here. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. Ah, look at that. And this area was a little too open, but now what we've added is the little rock piles, the trees, and that kind of extends the visual language of these rock spires. So not rock piles, but rock spires. And it looks a little bit more like another forest that we've got going on, because we have the woods over here, and we've kind of done the same thing. We've kind of done the same thing by putting trees on the beach to thicken up the forest, because by having all the trees on the grassy areas, it just doesn't look that thick. Even though, still a bloody great big forest. Like, this forest is huge compared to just a normal map, because the island is so big. Good. Are there any other things we want to do here while we're at it? Probably. Yeah, probably, actually. So while we are at this side of the island... Oh, look, that's so good! Ah, I love it. I love it when a map comes together. You know, you've been working on something for a while, and it's like, oh, suddenly, you just are blown away by your own blowing toots. Good. Glad we could have that conversation. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to throw a couple of rocks up here. Not too many. Oh, it snapped onto something in the background. Terrain objects. We've got nothing selected. Yeah. So we got some cool rocks and bits and pieces. I just want to add some more plants up here. Just add some rocks. Because we've done the same thing on the inside of the crater. So by doing that here, what we can do is just... Oh, we've already got cocoa brushes. We'll just add some nans and things up here. No, we won't, because there's not. Well, there's none there. That's fine. I'm going to add that there. Yep, that's fine. And then I'm going to add something here. Allocation, maybe? Yeah. So it's the smaller plants, but what we're not going to do is have them poking up over the top of the crater lip, because we don't want that. Are you in the dirt? Right now. Cool. Rotate it slightly. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Who's coming up here anyway? Well, trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. If you put something on an island, or if you put something on a map, doesn't matter whether you're playing Stranded Deep or whatever, a player is going to go to any area of the map, regardless of whether you want them to or not. They will find places that you thought were inaccessible and just go there. And yeah, that happens pretty much all the time. All the time. Why? Well, because people like to explore. And people love to explore. So I'm just going to add some random plants around. Just a little decoration. Yeah, I was playing the forest. And once you get the snow clothing, you can go up above the snow line and survive for a while. And so James and I were playing that. I think the recordings are actually, because he was doing the live stream on twitch.tv/cosmic_guppy, and I was recording a VOD of it. And since we got above the snow line, I realized that what they'd done to block off the center of the island is they just got Cliff 6, or their version of Cliff 6, and just put it in a big old circle. So we were wandering around on these cliff tops going, oh, does this lead anywhere? And the answer was no, it doesn't lead anywhere. So it was kind of disappointing, because you could see they just pulled a bunch of cliff pieces out of the toolbox and just stacked them up. I didn't want that. Press delete, get rid of it. Cool. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that sucks some of the life out of the game for me. Just seeing like the toolbox items being pulled out. So what we're doing is we're just adding some random plants here and there just to thicken up the foliage. And that is... It doesn't seem like it would do a lot. But I mean, now that we have these, even these three have just broken up this sort of scree or area. You can still walk up and down it. It's absolutely fine. You can do that if you like. But just adding a few plants just breaks things up visually, which is lovely. It's really quite nice. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I just want to angle them so they're still facing the sun, but also so they're not like obviously clipped into terrain. There you go. Oh, so much nicer. Yeah, so we've added a couple of plants at the top. There's two at the top, and these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Did we add that one? No, we did. I don't think we did. So just a few plants just suddenly makes this a bit more interesting. And because they are 3D objects as you walk past, it just adds a little dynamism as you're walking along. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So not too much has changed here. We've added some plants. We've added a couple of rocks, and we've added some trees here and here. And over here we've added another tree, and we've added another shoreline rock thing with a bunch of other trees, and it's just thickened up the foliage in this area. Just made it a little bit more au naturel. I'm liking it. So what I'm probably going to do in between episodes is, with these plants that we've scattered around the inside of the crater, what I'm probably going to do is just do the same thing around the outside, because I don't think you guys want me to I don't think you would like to see me put single plants around the inside here, because we've already done that. So I'll let you know in advance that's what I'm going to do in between episodes, just to speed things up a little bit. So we are... Oh, that looks so much better. That wasn't that much, and it just thickens everything. Ah, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. We probably need to thicken things up along here. We definitely need to finish off... Maybe we can even leave this area open. I would quite like to do something here. And then obviously this, well, maybe not obviously, but this pathway down needs a little touch up. So maybe we can do something along here. Good. We're not that far away from finishing this, I don't think. I mean, this has been a big old build, but I do not think we're that far away from finishing it. If you've got to this point in the video and you're just like, oh, I liked that. I really did like you talking on my second monitor. Or I'm going to sleep and I did like you talking me to sleep. Well, wonderful. Excellent. Consider leaving a like, because that definitely helps the video. It helps the channel as well. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. Yeah, who was the... Oh, I gotta look this up. Rachel Garrett. I wanted to say Griffin, but Rachel Garrett was the captain of the Enterprise C. Right, good. I remember. I know, I can see her face. I just can't remember names. It's just a fault of mine. Good, yes. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, that's wonderful. That really does help out. If you do subscribe, dingle the bingle if you want notifications. Don't click the bell if you don't want notifications, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.